What is up, guys? This is Fox Gaming, and this is going to be a tour of the World Trade Center. I kind of kept people updated about this build for a while, and I thought it'd be cool to kind of give a tour of it, or at least what's done of it so far. Not all the interior's done, obviously. These are really big buildings. And also these surrounding buildings aren't really furnished at all yet. I was planning on doing that in the near future. I'll actually walk into one. All of them are pretty much like this, not very well lit, just kind of open. They still have floors. They don't have stairs or elevators yet, so you can't access these upper floors. But they will get elevators and stairs, and you'll be able to go into those, and they'll also be furnished. I guess I could start off by showing off the plaza. This is the plaza. Well, actually, before I want to show you where it is on the map. Right now we're at the center. Pretty much this entire corner is the World Trade Center, as well as some buildings over where I'm pointing behind to World Trade Center. There's a villager. Uh, this is like the, I guess, middle fountain. It changes with the seasons. As you can see, I haven't changed it yet. It's still a Christmas tree from Christmas. I'll be changing that in the next download. And over here we have a giant music venue, or just kind of like a giant stage. And if I actually start floating, I'll give you like an overhead view of it. There's where everyone sits. There's the stage. I'll actually go on the stage. It's pretty big, actually. I was afraid it was going to be too small or that it wouldn't fit, but we got a good sized stage. And there's music boxes for amps and sound systems like that, which is pretty cool. Also, we have just standard lamps and stuff. Tables and chairs. This is back when I used like way too much stone. Like, this is like one of the first things I built, so a lot of stone. I may be changing that up in a little bit. Not like in the very near future, but eventually I may change these to be more kind of a welcoming color, like maybe wood benches or something like that. And has a nice cool view of the two towers. Where should I go next? Like I said, these are empty, so I'm not really going to go inside of them. And also they haven't even been numbered yet, so there's 8 buildings. The original had 7, this one has 8. There's another 8. My voice just cracked. And these would either be, like these dark gray buildings would be either 4, 5, or 6. I haven't really established which one's 4, which one's 5, and which one's 6. This is 1 World Trade Center. This is 2 World Trade Center. This building right here that hasn't rendered all the way yet is 3 World Trade Center. 7 World Trade Center is this tall one that also hasn't rendered, and 8 World Trade Center is this guy right here. So I'm gonna start off by going into 1 World Trade Center, starting off with the lobby. This is what the lobby looks like. Again, I'm gonna be redoing a lot, because this is probably the oldest part of the map. This lobby is like the first thing I built, aside from the road outside of it. I started off with the road. There's animals everywhere. I started off with this road out here, and then I blew this whole place out, because as you can see, this entire, aside from 3 World Trade Center, this entire kind of site is below the normal, I guess, ground height. It's down 3 blocks. Then I put a layer of stone and build everything on top of that. I'm probably gonna take out this stone and put something like carpet, or I may actually just wait for a update that has carpet. If that doesn't come, I will take out the stone and like replace it with red carpet or something like that. So here, I'll go to the entrance. This is the entrance. You walk in through here. These are kind of like, I guess, metal detectors. And this is what you see. Not too shabby. This is the 2nd floor of the lobby. You go in here. This whole kind of building's the core. Just do like a little pan around. This is the steps, and this whole thing's kind of mirrored like this wall, and then there's the same thing. Here's more steps. There's the steps. This is just your standard ladder to go up the steps. Go up floors. And this is still kind of being worked on. There's going to be a hole at the very top that you can just drop down. Say if you want to go from the top floor to the bottom floor very fast, you just drop down through there. You fall and are stopped right before the bottom. Excuse me. And same thing on this side. So I'll go up to the second lobby floor, which is right here. Lobby 2. And really it's just kind of like an outlook thing. In the original World Trade Center, this was, well, you'd walk on to something like this, but the actual building went down. Like, the problem with this building is that it was built on super flat, so I can't really dig down. But in the World Trade Center, it would be, you'd walk to the ground floor, but then there'd be drop down. So it was like this, but inverted. Instead of the kind of second floor being around the center, it was like around the sides. But again, this isn't meant to look exactly like the World Trade Center. This is just kind of like my rendition. This is the second, like I said. Here's alternative steps. And this thing on the back is a kind of TNT resistant high-speed elevator. And I say TNT resistant because you break through it, there's bedrock, so you can't really break it. And it's a modified version of, I forget who the YouTuber is, but I'll put a link to their channel in the description. They made a rail cart super fast elevator. I kind of did a modified version, and it's modified as in, I'm gonna clear. You just step right here on the glowstone, I think. Yep. Or no, you just step. Yeah, you step on the glowstone. Look up, and then press the left trigger, and it just zooms you up. I'll zoom all the way to the top. And actually, it's not doing. I have to press it over and over again because I'm like flying right now. But normally, you just hold the left trigger, and it takes you to the top. And right now, we're already at the top. But what makes this different from the monkey? I think he had monkey in his name, something like that. Oh no, don't worry, I'm not gonna save it. This is the top floor, pretty much. Or it's not the top floor. This is as high as the high speed goes. This is actually going to be a gym. You could actually run around. This is like a track. You just like run. The original 3 World Trade Center had a track that ran around the top floor. I couldn't fit it, so I just put it in the 1 World Trade Center. I'll take you to the top floor, or the observation deck, I guess. Which, again, these aren't really furnished. I think this is the observation deck. So this is like the super top floor. There's actually one more though. Not a very good look because of the render distance. Like we're above that, so all you see is fog. And there's one more floor. This is just kind of like what I guess would be a utility or kind of a, I don't know, inhabitable floor for like maintenance and stuff. Maintenance floor, I think it's what they're called. Nothing too special. This is actually like where if you look outside, the iron running around the top, this is where that is. There's no, what are they called? There's no outdoor observation deck, unfortunately. So, sorry about that. That's in the second World Trade Center, which we're going to right now. I'm gonna break through the window because I don't feel like going down. And right now I'm going down. This is like the front of the building. Ta-da! That's nice. Actually, I'll do like a fly around. And as you can see, actually this didn't render yet. Oh, it just did. But you can actually kind of see all the floors, which is pretty cool when it doesn't render. I always thought that was neat. Kind of like a cross section of the building. But each of these are like sky lobbies where where it changes from window blocks to window panes. It's actually, there's like openings, like if I go inside, Let me get some glass first. See, it's like not like other floors. It's just kind of like, I don't know, a cool little balcony thing. And I'll go to the top of the building. Like that. Nothing too special on the top. Right there was going to be a kind of access portal to the top. NY SkyScrapers was building that. Put a sign, I think. Workers only. Yeah, he was telling me that only workers can... There's like an outdoor observation deck on the first World Trade Center, but only workers can access it. But this is one access to the public over here. I'll just start from the bottom. Or no, I'll just go to the top, because the lobby is exactly like one World Trade Center, and this thing's having a lot of trouble loading. One of like the downsides of having something this big is that it doesn't really load all at the same time. Like, it's such a big build, it's such a big complex that it doesn't even load. Like, I don't think you can load it in its entirety, which is kind of so. Like, if you go to the top floor, you'll come to here. This is like the cool little red, white, and blue. Oh, so cool. This is like maintenance, kind of like private, and it has a cool little flag. So the public wouldn't be allowed here. This is kind of like the maintenance walkway, I guess. There's a villager. But this is like the outdoor observation deck. And you could tell we're at the very top of the height limit, because normally I'd put blocks on top of there, or stone slabs, but as you can see, we're at the very top. So I can't, unfortunately. You could actually see the One World Trade Center, which is pretty cool. This one's one story smaller than one story shorter than the One World Trade Center, because I needed to fit all the outdoor observation deck stuff on. So it's just as tall, but it's one floor smaller, and the height limit just ends at like the outdoor observation stuff, which is pretty cool. Now I'm gonna go to the hotel, the 3 World Trade Center, and it's kind of for those of you who've been following Titan City for a long time, this isn't the original. I used to have another one that was a lot smaller, and it was set back more. It was like right here where this kind of place is, but I took that out. Actually it took like a day to demolish, and I rebuilt this new one that's bigger. So you can see 3 World Trade Center, which is kind of cool. Over here, before I go in, there's a cool little, this is just like one section of the World Trade Center. So like this is actually 3 stories high, which is pretty cool. 12 stories, and the original World Trade Center was actually kind of built in parts like this. They're pre-manufactured and sent in 3-story high, kind of pretty much puzzle pieces. And this is the 3 World Trade Center lobby. Or actually no, this isn't the lobby. That's the lobby over here. But this is a road that actually runs through 3 World Trade Center, and it runs through 7 World Trade Center, which is this giant building right here. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to take out the old one, because it kind of, this road ended here, and I kind of wanted to extend it through. It's cool. So you go in here, I think. This is like luggage, I think. The person, I didn't make the interior. I'll actually pull up the person who did. Friends list. Let me find him. Huh. Oh, he's X. This guy. CG iMagics made the interior. He did a lot of stuff on West Egg too. A lot of plant stuff. He did a lot of the gardens in my really old map, West Egg City. He also did the interior to this place, which I think is pretty cool. I went back and switched out. These used to be all wood. I switched out these. But everything else is him. You go in here. This is like the kind of first core. Go up, and it actually ends on this floor, and haven't really done anything with this. However, the rooms are set up like this. These are rooms, stuff like that. This is what the rest of the floors look like. Not too bad. And they haven't been furnished yet, but they will. And then here's the kind of outdoor detached stairwell that leads all the way up to the top floor, which I'm actually going to go to right now. This may get boring, but I'm walking up the entire flight of stairs. Which actually, it's not that tall of a building. It's only like 10 stories, I think. Or no, it's 12. Not sure. The two towers are 62 stories, I believe. 62 stories. Which is pretty cool. And we're at the top floor. This is kind of like a swimming pool area. There's a swimming pool there, and then there's also a little hot tub with a cool window. You could actually look at the two buildings through it, which is cool. That's all. Like I said, a lot of it hasn't been furnished at all, which sucks, but oh well. I'm actually gonna have to break through this because I don't want to subject you to me walking down steps again. There. All better. I'm trying to get it to a point where buildings, like the buildings I build, like it's easier to go down the steps than it is to just break out of them, which is hard to do because, like I said, or I haven't said yet, but you know, high-speed elevators are hard to make. This is 7 World Trade Center. Just kind of went off topic. This is 7 World Trade Center, as you can see. Only the lobby is really kind of furnished. It has stairs and everything. It actually has a model of the World Trade Center right here, which is cool. You can see all the buildings, all 8 of them. There's 1 World Trade Center, 2 World Trade Center, 3 World Trade Center, the 4, 5, and 6. 7, which is the one we're in right now, and 8, which is the one we're going to go in last. There's not really much to show you in this building because, like I said, it's not completely furnished, but it does have stairs, which I'll show you right now, which is kind of cool because they have water flowing through them, so it's like you're in the ocean or something, some weird BioShock stairwell. Now I'm going to show you. I guess I could show the road, even though I already did. But just again. And there is going to be a way to access, like these two, like these are actually kind of 2 buildings separated. So this isn't really, you can't really access it through there, but there's going to be another stairwell that lets you go onto this floor and then go down to these. And this, because, I don't know, this building was going to be really small because it's so thin. Like, I only had this much room to work with. So I wanted to make up its small width by making it really long, which I did. It has an observation deck on the very top. Not too good though, like not as good as the other one, but it's nice. It's kind of small. It has a helipad. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 helipads at the World Trade Center. 1 on 2 World Trade Center, which I already showed you. 1 on that, and then 2 on the 8 World Trade Center, which is kind of meant to be like a security paramedic headquarters. So it's not only kind of like, it's kind of like a mini hospital almost. And again, it hasn't really been furnished yet, but it has stairwells. And that's pretty much it. I actually put stuff on. Emergency services, security. So it's pretty much a security building and emergency services for the World Trade Center. And World Trade Center Plaza, this is kind of like a taxi lane. And here, we're actually at the very, like this whole complex kind of rides at the very edge of the map. So you can't build anything here, and there's only this much space left, which is actually where we're doing the Let's Build. You can actually tell when I recorded this by how little I have done of this building. And that's pretty much it. That's the World Trade Center. As you can see, there's the high-speed elevator, and now we're at the top. Cool view from the very bottom, but it's really foggy, which kind of sucks. And that's everything. This has been Fox Gaming. I hope you like the tour of the World Trade Center. See ya.